All right. So Valentin also asked, do you have some way to track your happiness level and what does it depend on? And Scott asked a very similar question as well.
Yeah. Okay. This is a great question because, as I often write, I think happiness is the most important thing, depending how you just define it. Happiness, satisfaction, joy, all those things. I kind of just lump them together. That's really what we're trying to make our life work around rather than just money or are you retired. So one of the techniques I like is just almost daily journaling. I find is helpful because it helps me. I used the 5 minute journal for a while where it has like some explicit prompts, and now I kind of just know the stuff. I follow the same basic idea, which is what are the things that you're excited about and thankful for, and what happened yesterday that was awesome, and what are you excited about that's for today. And I also do a lot of to-do lists. But what really I take it day by day, and my measure of happiness is, did I have a good day? And I've said this a few different places, but the recipe to a good day or good life is really just having a bunch of good days, if you think about it, because really there only is the present. And if you sit back at the end of each day and think, yeah, this is pretty awesome, or even if it kind of sucked, you think, yeah, I handled it pretty well and I probably grew today and I set myself up for more future good days. That's really the measure of a good life. And it just, they compound over the years and the decades. And then you realize, yeah, damn, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
So journaling is good, but mainly it's just designing your days to go well. So for me, it's like I need to have some outdoor time. I need to have challenging exercise that actually changes me, like not just a walk, but something that was hard enough that it changes your body or your mind for the better. And I like accomplishing stuff, and I like spending time with friends. So if I do those things in a day, it's pretty much guaranteed to be great.
Mhm.
And I've already done that today. Like I started by going for a run, and then I biked over to your house, and we're talking, and then I'm going to do some construction and some weights later, and I actually have some other stuff, like some other meeting social things here today too. So I think it's going to be maybe even a double excellent day.
Yeah. That's a lot of stuff for you in one day. I know you like to keep it to like one thing or
I
so, but
know today I'm
yeah,
breaking my, just because everything's stacking up, but in a
beautiful.
good way. I'm going to see how I handle it.
One layer that Scott added on here was for meaning. Do you think about that, like in those specific terms, like the meaning of some of the stuff that you're working on, or the way that you're framing happiness, and part of it's social, part of it's mental, and community and friends and that sort of thing. But yeah, anything about meaning to add?
I think different people will have pretty different answers on this. It depends on what you find meaningful, but usually a pretty safe bet is if you're impacting the lives of others for the better. So that's one of the reasons I like to just help people, do a project with somebody that helps them. Or when you're raising kids, you're kind of just helping them every day if you do a good job, because you're helping them grow up and have a better life than if you didn't do these activities with them. So I do get a lot of meaning from, kid stuff. When I was raising
Hmm.
my own son and then playing with other people's kids a lot. And there's some kids in my life nowadays that are these young guys, and it's been really meaningful as well. Just going back to dad mode, sort of uncle mode,
Yeah.
and yeah, those are the things that bring me meaning.
For me, a lot of the stuff that you mentioned, by the way, so it's like doing something outside and being outdoors, some sort of fitness, usually every day. The areas that I'm focusing on now, because maybe it doesn't come as naturally in my normal day. And by the way, I agree with what you said. Like, try to have most days like something have most days where you're like, this was a good day. And usually there's a handful of components, maybe 8 things that usually do a good job. And if I could do like half of those, it's probably a pretty good day.
Yeah,
But the areas that I haven't been doing as good of a job like in the past, but I'm working on, one is relationships, and especially like not couple friends where like Elizabeth and I are like going and hanging out with people, but like I think I was like, hey man, let's go for a walk and have some coffee. And then so we did that, and like I've gone on some not solo hikes, but like one-on-one hikes with some other folks. And that's like a pretty cool way. And normally like guys, I think, especially middle-aged guys, are not like, hey, let's go walk by the river.
yeah, right.
But when we were kids, we'd like hop on our bikes or
Yeah,
whatever, and like, I don't know,
absolutely.
dig a hole, or I don't know what kind of stuff we would do. But
Yeah, you really touch on something important, which is middle-aged guys. Men are usually less sociable than women, with certain exceptions. But a lot of times, if you're married or in a relationship, it's the women who create the community, and the guys just tag along. Like, by the way, we're having dinner at so and so's house tonight, and the guy's like, "All right, sounds good." And then, especially if the woman is the extrovert, then the guy gets all his socializing that he needs just by being the plus one.
Right.
But I would encourage people to try more and make your own social life as well. That doesn't just happen by default, and it's not just your coworkers, because those things become more meaningful. And yeah, similar, like I enjoyed the stuff that you've been setting up, and that's kind of made me be a bit more purposeful in doing similar things as well, like set things up with my friends. Like we went up and did some construction with our friend Eric
Oh, nice.
the other day, and just spent the whole day there helping him finish his basement. And it was just three of us guys working, and it was really fun. Like I'm still kind of laughing about some of the experiences that day.
Yeah. That's great. And it's like you have a project to work on. The other thing, like we already mentioned, maybe it was in the sound check, but there have been some jam sessions at the co-working space. I've been playing with drummer Tyler out there, and hopefully he'll be able to make it to the next one. But that's like something that like is social. It's like mentally stimulating, like playing an instrument and trying to learn and like try to play along and improvise with other folks. Really fun. Definitely it gets I mean, until you do it, like, it's definitely, like, outside your comfort zone. Like, I've chatted with a couple people like, "Hey, you should come and check it out," and they're like, "I don't know if I'm good enough to do it." I'm like, "You'll be fine, like, once you just show up and do it." So, part of that is, like, there's some creativity, but it's slightly productive, so I think that's the other thing. Like, I wanna do something kind of productive while still being a little lazy and not, go back to sort of our corporate days where we're like, we need to be productive. I'm going to make a list and I have to get this stuff done. I'm trying to relax on all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. In between productivity is maybe the perfect model for early retirement and enjoying it more because, you know, at the bottom end, it's like, let's just go eat junk food, or even in like, let's meet for dinner or lunch. And that's the only, activity that you've based something around with your friend. For
mhm.
me, that's inherently a lot less satisfying than like, let's go on a pretty big hike that day, or let's play music together or do some construction together. You still get to talk the whole time, but just depending on your needs, like I find if you combine two things with one, like socializing and another activity that's not just eating,
Yeah.
that's kind of a way to level up the
Yeah.
satisfaction you get from being with somebody.
Last thing I'll add here from the happiness standpoint, I love cooking and I love food. I think about it all the time. And one thing I like to do is cook for other people. So we're actually having steak after
Hmm.
we finish up here. So I think that'll keep you coming back. I'm like, hey man, we'll do steak again.
Yeah, it's not too many people who cook for me.
Yeah, I love cooking and yeah, I like shopping, the whole process. Like I just enjoy the whole thing. So it's a fun way to like do something creative. Other people can enjoy it. It can be social, it can be solo, like whatever you want it to be. So, all right. If you enjoyed that clip, be sure to check out the other segments of this full interview and you could check out the playlist. If you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel.